everybody, welcome to Ruby Falcon. Today we're going to be making maple roasted rack of pork. Pork is an incredibly versatile meat that's naturally slightly sweeter than things like beef, so it goes with flavors like maple very, very well. Let's take a look at what we're going to need to make it, okay? To make maple roasted rack of pork, you are going to need a rack of pork. This one is about 3 pounds or 1,500 grams. You're also going to need maple syrup, not pancake syrup, but real maple syrup, salt, pepper, and garlic powder. There's typically 3 different grades of maple syrup. Number 1 is the thinnest and lightest in color and flavor. Number 3 is the darkest and thickest in color and flavor. I usually recommend using a number 2, it's called amber, or number 3 for this. Start by adding your rack of pork into an oven-safe container, ideally with a roasting rack like this. The roasting rack lifts the roast up off the bottom of the container, so that way it roasts properly and doesn't sit in its own juices. If you don't have a dish with a roasting rack, that's okay. Drizzle 4 tablespoons, that's 60 milliliters of maple syrup, over the rack of pork. Don't worry about covering the bones, try and cover the meat itself. Add salt. Pepper. And garlic. It's important that you put the maple syrup on first and then the spices, because if you put the spices on first, the maple syrup just washes them away. Now, we're going to roast it in the oven at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes plus 20 minutes per pound or 500 grams. So this being a 1.5 kilogram roast, it's going to go in the oven for 1 hour and 40 minutes. Some ovens run hotter than others. If yours runs hot, do it for 20 minutes, plus 20 minutes per pound, or 500 grams. I'll see you when it's done roasting. Alright, the rack of pork has been in the oven for 1 hour and 40 minutes at this point. Let's take it out. Oh yeah, look at that beautiful browning color. Go ahead and remove your rack of pork from the cooking dish onto a cutting board. When you're ready to serve, go ahead and slice between the bones. Now, as I said at the beginning, pork is an incredibly versatile meat. You can serve it just as is. The maple, salt, pepper, garlic will provide plenty of flavor, but you can also do much more with it. For example, today I am serving my maple roasted rack of pork with my sherry cherry glaze. I'm also serving it with Baba's pierogies and a romaine heart with Baba's creamy garlic dressing. And there you have it. Maple roasted rack of pork sounds really fancy. As you've seen, it's pretty straightforward to make and it's delicious. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. If you did, you can click up here to subscribe, and down here is something that the algorithmic overlords at YouTube think that you will enjoy from my channel. If it catches your fancy, go ahead and click on it, and I'll see you next time.